Huh? No, come here and talk to me. Talk to me. Come here. Anyway, the pond has been pumped up. It was down, I suppose, getting close to, well, probably 8 inches, not a foot, which with that surface area is quite a lot of volume of water. And that's what 20 hours of the pump did. Pumps it right back up. Berries are starting to ripen. Getting a few. Now they're not ripe yet, but another couple days and they will be. This is the Kiowa, the great big berry. Lexi, the camera shy dog. Lexi, look up here. You're camera shy. But look, she's not bothered today. Usually she'll run. Anyway, there's some watermelons, Sugar Baby, and then I just planted this guy. Half price, golden plum. Fantastic. And then my peach tree has one peach, no pollinator. I now have another peach tree. My little pollinator died. It was a very, very damaged dwarf ornamental peach. But he's gone, and the cannas are going for it. Now that's quite a wall of berries. It goes, oh, I suppose 25 feet of solid berries. That's the Navajo thornless. More and more of my little seedlings are getting bigger, and I either repot them to bigger pots or put them in the ground. I have a variety, but these are all flowers with the exception of oregano and dill. And big things coming along. Look, these Asiatic lilies will be opening really soon. There's look at the size of them. And then the grapes. Oh yeah. Look at this cluster here. What a ridiculous amount of grapes for that little bit. I don't know if they'll ripen. I've not had a crop this heavy. Just imagine in a few years, as these bushes mature, what it will be. The vegetable garden. The pump comes here, and this has a very basic irrigation system, but you can see it's out with the winter veg and in are coming the summer. Peppers. These are pretty much all started from seed, and then you see the greens are done because the caterpillars. I don't use pesticides, and although the greens would be happy to be producing food, you can't without poison. Now, I have not pulled all these out because I pull out a bunch every day for the chickens. Anyway, that's my road. And in the woods to the left are my chickens. But I wanted to show you, do you see that water in that ditch? That's high tide. See, this road is only a foot above high tide. And this is where my electricity goes under the road. You see all that pump and everything, it's pond, it's all back in those woods. There's 400 feet of wire. Of course, I'm an electrician, so the wire is all safe. It's all on GFI, and but that's how it gets there. Little cherry tomato garden. Look, 3 of them. This one needs tying. But these 3 cherry tomatoes, there is 1 yellow pear, was delicious and sweet, 1 purple, and 1 red. And then, you know, I've got the calamanders and all the zinnias. Now this summer I grew all the zinnias, and see little zinnias hidden everywhere. You've probably seen my Shell Point. That's where I catch a lot of fish. But you can't see it, but the tip of a fishing rod from a rod holder out there is sticking up. Look at it, that's high tide here. This ground is about a foot above high tide, and the really, really high tides, well, it's a couple inches above. The tide's receding. It was quite a bit higher, but you can see to get out to my dock. And look, there's my bait container and muscadine grapes. Look, they're covered in little grapelets. But the asparagus, you see, now that I've stopped picking it, look. Big crop next year. My 3 asparagus beds, 2 of them are like this, one a little slower because it's in so much shade. Some tomatoes. Not yet, but getting there. Beefsteak tomatoes. Coming along beautifully. Wonderful tomato. And look at that plant. Isn't that nice? And this is the sweet pimento. The banana grove. Oh yeah. And then a couple of them. Those are the ones I covered all winter. Wrapped in tarps and then wrapped in blankets and taken care of. They'll fruit. Bananas are biennial. So if the frost kills them all, no bananas. And that's why I shelter them. Now there were lots of big bananas here, but you can see they're all dead because of the frost. And when they die, their root isn't, and it sends up a whole family of small bananas. But no fruit from that one. You see that banana that's growing beside it? That's come from its root. Next year, and then the loquat. Just stuck that fig in, and the gojo berry and the paper tree. This is in front of the green cottage. That's high tide. You can see, well, I guess it may be the road's a foot higher, but it's certainly not more than that. And you know, we live on the bayou. When the east winds blow strong and we have a high tide, you have to drive through water, and it can get as deep as your door. So sometimes that's just from strong wind. But what a flush fire environment. Super, super fecund. This brackish water and this fresh water and this amazing soils. One of the most productive environments in the world. There's my house. Just astounding. What a luxury, what an amazing bit of luck to live in such a fine environment. This is the little raised bed that's across the pond from my library over there, the one with the big rows of blackberries and the grapes. And it is now being emptied of greens. It was all just mostly Siberian kale. Before that it was cauliflower in the winter. And it's all to become a flower bed. Now I do have, again, the trifecta there. A red, a yellow, and a purple, although that one is not hanging in very well. Cherry tomato. And then, you know, up here there's little squashes and of course a lot of apples. But this gardenia is what I'm showing. This gardenia is just pulled from someone's yard. I mean, I took cuttings and stuff, but I've decided that half of it's going. I'm going to put a peach tree in the back of it. And of course it's ridiculous. Look how my stuff is. That's a plum tree. That's a pear tree. Back there's a grape arbor. Here is a blood navel. There's a 5-in-1 apple, then the gardenia, and then the fig, and then blueberries, and then apple, and then a grape arbor, and then pear, and then damson plum. So there's too much, but I don't care. I'm going to take out half of this gardenia. Rainstorm has made the flowers bedraggled. And it will be a peach I bought, because my poor peach tree over here no longer has a pollinator and only has one peach on it. And I have a lovely Flora Gold peach I paid $8 for, and it's a big one in a pot.